Hey everyone, I'm Tina. This is Dan, and we're from Tina Sanford Digital. And today, one of our clients, Candice, she's actually joined us to share her experiences setting up her ads with us. Okay. Oh, thanks so much for joining us today, Candice. It's so lovely to see you again. You're my
Oh, it's
favorite.
such a pleasure. Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, no problem at all. So we don't want to keep you too long because I know you're really, really busy. So would you mind just sharing with us who it is you are and what it is you actually do?
Sure. So my name is Candice Davies. I've been working in the digital and online business space for the last 4 years full time. And where I am currently is that I help online course creators or coaches that have got a high ticket program, but they're really struggling to get their followers into their program. So they're struggling to convert their followers. And I just teach them a bit about traditional funnels, different ways they can think about running their online businesses, but most importantly, what kind of content they should be making if they want to go kind of beneath the surface, which tends to help with conversions.
Wow, that's an amazing thing to be doing for people right now. So many people need this as well. A lot of people get lost in this
Yeah,
situation.
yeah.
Would you mind if I asked you kind of some of the, let's say, frustrations and problems that you were having before we worked together?
Yeah, so I had kind of spent a lot of time. I like as a business owner, I think there's certain things that you should 100% outsource, and then some things that you have to understand yourself before you can outsource. And so knowing that I wanted to run paid ads was always on my list of priorities. I wanted to understand the strategy myself. I wanted to know why I was going to be doing what I was going to be doing. That took a lot of time, like a lot of time to understand and adopt what I felt like was a really good strategy. So I felt like I had already invested a lot of my time and effort in just getting the strategy and the theory right. And then it came time to now, like, okay, I've got a game plan and I know what I'm doing. Now I need to set it up in Facebook Manager, Ads Manager. And I hopped in and I'm like following the video and I'm like looking at my Ads Manager and I'm like, it's not the same. I can't find this button. I don't know what's going on. And I think by that point, I was so like I was just so over trying to like get the strategy, know what I was doing. And like I did not anticipate that the actual setup, just the technical setup, was gonna be the problem. And I think before I reached out to you guys, I'd spent like one evening, literally, I think I'd spent about 4 hours trying to understand what was going wrong on YouTube, doing all the things, Googling, and then I just realized I am not investing one more minute of my time understanding something that someone else can do in a much quicker time. So I think I'm like willing to put the time in and invest in things that I feel are important to learning, but I'm also going to recognize when someone has a skill in their wheelhouse that is going to get this done a lot quicker. And so I started looking like, okay, I'm outsourcing this part. Who can I get hold of?
Oh, wow. But there's so many marketing agencies out there. I'm just curious, why did you choose us? Out of all, because it's just masses out there. It's just
Yeah, yeah,
crazy.
yeah. Yeah. So I do think the power of like a word of mouth referral is amazing. So I had actually hopped into the group where I'm studying like the ad strategy, and I had just started looking for like recommendations. And in fact, to be honest, you guys were not the first person I actually reached out to. I'd reached out to someone else and got on this call, and I was just like, yeah, no, this is not going to be a good fit at all, because I felt like this person just tried to, like, it was like a hard sell, like he was trying to get me to sign on as this monthly retainer client. And I was like, all I want is someone to help me set up my ads. Like, I want to play around. So I actually knew immediately like it wasn't going to be a good fit. And then I hopped back in the group, and then that's when I came across you guys, and I just reached out. And I think, Tina, you and I were chatting a bit in Facebook Messenger before the actual meeting. And like just from the beginning, without ever having met you face to face, like I just already felt like, oh my gosh, this is a kind person, and I think this is going to be a much better fit. You were like, absolutely, we can just help you get this ecosystem up, and no problem, let's hop on a call. And then that's how it happened.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you. I think Dan, maybe you can ask the question. I'm kind of like blown away at what you just said, Candice. I just thank you. That's really kind to know. I don't like sales at all. I really don't. I prefer, if I can help somebody, I want to help them with what it is they need. And if I can help them,
No, we can just talk about how it works.
we just talk about what we can help them with. And if we can't help them, I'll try and point them in the direction that, you know, of someone I know could help them instead. So that's
And I think that really comes through when you work with the two of you. Like even that first call, when we just hopped on that first call, I was so like your values are transparent immediately. Like I could see you guys were absolutely invested in just trying to help me get this sorted out, and that you were going to give me your advice. You were going to tell me what you thought was the best way, but you weren't looking to take advantage of me, you know. And that's always the selling point for me with someone that I'm going to work with. It's like, do they really care, or are they just trying to make money off me? And immediately I was like, oh my gosh, Tina and Dan, these are my people. Like it was a no-brainer from there forward.
you were lovely as well. So that definitely still for us. We knew we could help you, and you seem, honestly, because no offense, there are some people out there that we can't quite you know, help.
What do you feel was the first problem we solved when we were talking together and then working together?
So I think it was great that we were speaking the same language. So like I knew like what I needed set up, but I was having difficulty with like the technicalities. Like I couldn't understand why like some things were popping up that weren't supposed to. So whether it was like adding a, you know, a messenger button on a piece of content, like so that stuff I didn't know. And what you helped me with immediately was in our very first call was just telling me like, we can do this. We understand what you need. And yes, we can do it. Like we're going to get your ecosystem set up for you. And then of course, on our actual call, when we did it, the gift from God was that Dan literally just took over my screen. And, you know, the stuff that I was about to throw my computer against the wall because I was so frustrated, Dan was like, and boom, it was like, there we go, it's all set up. So that was amazing that you just took control of my screen and you actually did it for me, but spoke me through it so that I understood what you were doing. And then, of course, that you had made a recording of that whole session and then sent it to me afterwards in case I wanted to go back, watch it so that I, you know, in slower time could then duplicate or do it again. So, you know, getting that ecosystem set up. But you know, if you could do it for me, like I'm always going to say yes. That was the best. Yeah.
Lovely. That's so nice. Do you have any other questions for Candice then?
Oh yeah, I feel this one might help others watching this video.
Yeah.
What was the biggest gold nugget almost of information you discovered as you were working together with us that you could share with someone in your same position who may be watching us right now, maybe watching this recording, as it were?
Yeah. So I think the thing that just like reinforced for me, it was, I don't know if this is like a gold nugget, but I think it just confirmed for me, which is like, why must I spend hours learning something that is not my expertise? If someone else can literally execute it in a fraction of the time. So it was worth every single cent for me because it literally got it up and going in what without a doubt would have taken me weeks to figure out. And it just reaffirmed for me, like when you find the right people, of course you must invest in understanding what you are doing as a business owner. I don't think you can ever shortcut that. But then find the right people with the same values as you and pay them to get it done so that you can just take action and get going, you know. That was incredible. And I'll just also add in, like as a bonus was, which I just did not expect, was just that the aftercare, like the after service delivery, checking in with me several times on Messenger, like, how's it going? Do you need help with anything? I recently had just a little glitch and I needed 5 minutes of Dan's time, and just the generosity. You're like, hop on a call, it will take me 10 minutes. Let me just look that you've done it right. That after service delivery, I mean, you cannot put a value on that. It's just like, it makes me want to refer to you all the time. And it makes working with the two of you like an absolute breeze, a dream.
Oh, thank you. You're lovely to work with too, Candice. You really are. Brilliant.
Thanks.
I suppose we could ask that heavy question, like, how has your life changed since working with us? But you kind of just gave that already.
Yes.
So Dan, you usually have something you'd like to ask at this stage.
What
isn't
else?
it?
Where would you think you would be right now if you didn't take action and, you know, met with us and we hadn't worked together?
Well, I don't think I'd have a laptop left because I was pretty close that night to throwing, literally. I had like computer rage. I was swearing at my computer. I was close to tears. But no, you know what the truth is, like again, I always say, like, find people that are brilliant at what they do so that it can just get you doing the thing that you said you want to do, you know. And even though in executing the ad strategy, there's like that learning curve, and you've got to see, I think where I would be is still trying to work out, because, you know, like Meta's always changing and Business Suite is always changing, and you never know. I just didn't want to be caught up in the details and then using that as an excuse as to why I hadn't actually just, you know, gotten this up and going. So I do think it was tremendously helpful in just getting me to actually move forward with what I said I wanted to do. Like, there were no excuses. It was like, it's set up now, what's the problem, you know? So yeah, now it's just about finding those winning ads, I suppose.
Test. I suppose, is there anyone who's, I mean,
if there's anyone watching this that's like on the fence about working with us, maybe they've either seen us or someone else mentioned us, what would you say to them?
Get off the fence. Like, this is a no-brainer. There are certain people that you'll meet in your business, like life, that you just are the winners, like you want to stick with. And I just honestly feel like you two are the winners. You are brilliant at what you do. It's not even just the technical skill. It's like, you are really nice people. And I can see that you genuinely care about your clients. So if you are on the fence and you know, people are often like, I don't know if it's worth the money and I could do it myself. It's like, yeah, you could do it yourself, but it's going to take you 4 times as long. And I suppose at the end of the day, you just need to evaluate and weigh up what is worth more. Like, do you want to get going, or do you want to save every cent that you can? And if you're in the paid ads game, you should already be used to the idea that, like, you've got to spend money to make stuff happen in your business. So this is a no-brainer for me. If you want the ecosystem set up, if you need help so that you can just get the content filmed up and out there, like Dan and Tina are your people.
Thank you
so much for your time today,
Yeah, you've
Candice.
been
I really
incredible.
appreciate it.
We really appreciate
Thank you
all
for all your
time.
help.